Hello everyone, welcome to Celebration Key. Carnival's brand new private island just opened. We are not sponsored, we don't get paid by the cruise ships. We're going to give you an honest review of what we think of the brand new island. Let's go check it out. For those that choose not to walk, there is a tram service. Very pretty water, guys. And at the time of filming this, Hurricane Aaron is out there somewhere gunning for us. So we're on the run from the hurricane. Here are the freshwater lagoons. Obviously a lot more crowded than when Carnival just shot their video here, what, a couple of weeks ago? But conveniently there was only one ship to port. But if you watch the video, it was not this packed. Convenient of Carnival to do that. Yeah. But this is the reality, what you're going to face when you get here. No marketing hype. But hey, here's your water slides that you got to pay for. It's not included in your fare on the ship. So here's your map. Here's what we just walked through. Here's your slides. Come over here. Got a volleyball, basketball. Guess a place to eat. Here's your food trucks. Over here. Here's the beach club. Swim up bar. More bar and kitchen. Oh, there's another food truck. So here's where we walked in. Here's another pier. So this is the actual layout of the spot. If you wanted, you could pause, you could read everything that's there, but definitely no shortage of gift shops here. So here's the food trucks. One thing, you're allowed one meal from one. You can pick any truck you want, but you're allowed one meal when you're here. Oh, so they do have water. You can get water at any time.
I'm not sure if you can hear that. Boom, 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 boom. It's been non-stop since we got off the ship. This drum or whatever it is going on over there. And when Carnival did their promotional thing, they had I forget the technical name, those dancers with the real colorful stuff, and they were all right here as you walked in. Yeah, there was 2 of them standing near the ship. 2, not a whole fleet of them. And it's also annoying that you're not supposed to be under the pier, but that's where all the fish are. Supposedly that's for boat traffic. You can see way out there. There's people that just float around on jet skis, wave runners, the lifeguards, whatever. And they chase you from underneath there, but people still go. I don't get the point that you could swim next to it but not under it. But that music, that constant beating of that drum is giving me an absolute headache. So I'm gonna go check out a food truck and then maybe go back on the ship. I'm about done. It's hot. And look, they're building more docks for more ships to be here. So picture what this place is gonna look like with like about 4 ships parked. Oh yeah, they're gonna get their money's worth out of this. Well, let's get back on the ship and I'll give you my opinion of Celebration Key. Gotta have the good stuff. Hello everyone. So obviously, yes, this is not the ship. This is our beautiful motorhome, which is kind of mostly the basis for this channel. We will be taking this rig across the US, traveling all around, exploring what this beautiful country has. But hey, I'm open to other vacations. I love traveling the world. My wife loves traveling the world. We enjoy cruises, but maybe for different reasons than other people. For us, it's kind of an easy vacation. Now, my wife, she loves to swim. So for her, she loves private islands like Celebration Key. For me, I don't really care for the private islands or any place it docks. So I'm going to try to be a intermediary here, whatever you want to call it, and just try to keep an open mind about the positive and the good of the island. So I'll start out with the negative and then we'll polish it up with the good stuff. So the negative. This is something I think is really important for you guys to know. Celebration Key, they're expanding that dock. If you're watching the video, it's going out. They're going to have a spot for 2 more ships. And what ships are coming? The largest ones that Carnival's ever had. So you can picture from my video, you saw how many people are there, how bad it's going to be when there's 4 ships docked there at one time. I think it's just going to be a debacle. It's a big cash cow dressed up as this pretty island. Because basically, if the ship goes into port and drops you off, you're going to support the local community, the taxi drivers, the people that own stores, harbor masters, whatever it is, you know, that you're paying the fees for them to dock there, which I don't think they're going to have to pay if they go to their private island. But anyhow, when they dock and you go out there, there's a lot of money gets thrown in the community. And Carnival, or whoever it is, actually, whatever cruise company it is, doesn't make any money when you go into town and do that. Now, if they drop you at your private island, you shop in their gift shops. You're paying for their water slides, their pool noodles, their private villas, extra food. You do get 1 visit to a food truck, just 1, which I think is weird because there's plenty of food back there on the ship. You're not limited to 1 time at the buffet, but for some reason, you're limited to 1 trip at the food truck, which I don't like. I don't see what the point of that is. I would like to experience like a couple different food trucks, not just be stuck with 1. And if you do want to experience more than 1, then you're either going to have to share your meal with whoever you're with. Like for me and the wife, we would go to 2 different ones. Or you're going to have to pay for it. Now, I don't think that's right. Now, the swimming situation, we didn't go into the pool, so I don't really know too much about it. It was just really crowded, and it's not really our thing anyhow. I mean, my wife's the one that likes to swim. As far as the ocean goes, it was nice water. There's a nice pier that was built out. I think to probably bring cargo, you know, supplies to the private island. But for some reason, they won't let you swim there. And that's, you know, we like to snorkel, so that's where all the fish were. So here's my big issue with it is the lifeguards, the supposed lifeguards running around on jet skis, zooming past and just idling. I think it's absolutely reckless and it's dangerous to be operating a personal watercraft like that amongst people swimming. So if you've never owned one or you've never rented one or understand how they work, most ships have a rudder, so even if you lose power, you could turn the rudder and steer. Jet skis intake water from the bottom, which is another thing that's dangerous because you're scooting over people, possibly, if they're down there. They're scooting over, you got this thing intaking water, and it ejects it out of jet. So without it actually running, you have no steering. And these guys are coming up telling people, get over here, get over there. And they're on top of people. I think it's dangerous, absolutely reckless. It's stupid. They should be up in a seat, high above, watching. If something happens, they can get on the jet ski and make it go. What they're doing is, number one, they're wearing a thing out. They're idling it, going back and forth, just doing stupid stuff. They're wearing it out. They're not going to last long, and they're just going to be junk by the time somebody needs to be rescued. In fact, 2 people had passed away just prior to us arriving there. One in the ocean, one in the private pool. So maybe if they did a better job, instead of farting around on damn jet skis, maybe they wouldn't have lost the people. I don't know. Maybe that's not fair for me to say or judge, but from what I see, I don't think they were very proficient at their jobs, just farting around on these things. And I think it just puts everybody into a dangerous situation when they're operating these things that close to and on top of people. Other than that, I really can't think of too much more on the bad side. The bright side, the good side, very pretty island, very well maintained. Of course, it is brand new, so everything looked brand new. Very nicely laid out. It's kind of an oval. You go around. They had food trucks encircling the thing. You have a beach to the left, beach to the right. You got 2 lagoons or pool things that you could swim in. They had the water slide set up, which, like I said, you have to pay for. You got to pay for about anything. All the way in the back, which was nice because they didn't make you go through the gift shops. I think it's kind of nice that they didn't stick the gift shops right there in the front. So the gift shops were in the back. They saved the front for the pools and the beach and stuff like that. Now, when we were there was only 2 ships, us on the Vista, and I think the Freedom was there. I believe it was the Freedom. So as far as like beach chairs and availability on the beach, there was no issues. There was plenty of space for everybody. Now that might change with larger ships. It might change with more ships in the future. I don't know. I can only talk from my experience when we were there. And I know that's a concern for some people. But there was no shortage of chairs, umbrellas, and stuff like that to be had on the beach. I think a lot more people were more interested in the pool and the lagoon than actually being out on the beach. So if you like swimming, I can see the private island is great because you don't have to get into a taxi. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to worry about being harassed by people when you get, like, normally when you go into a port, you get harassed. You get things stuck in your face. Take this tour, take that. Come into our shop. All that stuff. So that is a great thing about a private island, is that you don't have to deal with that type of stuff. That you're there just with other cruisers, and it is maybe feel a little bit safer, or maybe it's just a nicer environment because it's owned by the cruise ship, and the only people there are the people that are supposed to be there. Nothing else going on. So that's our take on the private island. My wife loved it. She loved swimming. She liked all that stuff. For me, I don't really care. I just go to sit on the ship and be lazy. So, but I try to keep an open mind and to think about it. Yeah, the island is very pretty. It is very nice. Maybe you probably check it out, see for yourself. I can just point out, just trying to keep an open mind, the pros, the cons, and the good, the bad there. So take it with a grain of salt. Be kind in the comment section. We all have different reasons, but I try to keep it level, but fair about that stuff. But all right, everyone, hope you enjoyed the video and my commentary about what I thought of the private island. Hope you subscribe. Join us for our travel adventures with the RV and everything around the world. All right, everyone, thank you for watching. See you next one.